Hello everyone, I'm Chago Zapata, and the in-store display I chose today is something that's very near and dear to all of us, and it has something to do with this.
Commode, potty, John, loo, lavatory latrine head bog, water closet, thunderbox, netty, dunny, privy, can, pot, the Oval Office, the necessarium, the porcelain throne, the toilet.
That's right, the toilet, or a toilet. That's the item that I saw when I walked into Home Depot. It was one of the first things I saw as soon as I walked in. Boom, there it was. And so I decided to take a picture, and here I am doing my project on it. Now, the reason that I chose this, well, it was kind of funny. I was walking into Home Depot to get something for my house so I can work on a little project. And as I was walking in, I decided, well, as long as I'm here, let me go ahead and pick a display from Home Depot. And not 10 seconds after I walked into the store, there was this display with a toilet right there at eye level. And I went ahead and took a picture of it. I figured it was fate, it was destiny, it was something. And that's the display that I chose to do my report on. Now, what it is, it's the Glacier Bay all-in-one elongated toilet kit. And today, this is the toilet kit right here. Now today, I'm going to explain this display through the lens of Robert Zanjonk's mirror exposure perspective. Now first I'm going to explain what the mirror exposure perspective is. Then I'm going to talk about, second I'm going to talk about the display that I chose and using the mirror exposure perspective. And last, I'm going to talk about the subliminal aspect of the display that I chose. Now, first, let me start by explaining Robert Zanjonk's mirror exposure perspective. What it is according to him, repeated exposure to a stimulus results in more favorable evaluation of the stimulus. Now, in other words, the more you're exposed to something, the more favorably you're going to be towards it, whatever it may be. And an analysis of about 200 different stories showed that the mirror exposure phenomenon appears reliably across many different stimuli and objects. So it happens across a lot of different things. The more you're exposed to something, the more you're favorably inclined towards it. Okay. Now that I'm done explaining explaining the mirror exposure perspective, let me talk about the in-store display I chose. And I'm going to talk about it through the lens of the mirror exposure perspective. Now, individuals who are working on either home improvement project, they're going in and out of the Home Depot, they're going to see this ad as soon as they walked in. As soon as they walk in, boom, there it is. You walk down the aisle, and not even 5 seconds or 10 seconds into the store, you see this display that's at the very end of one of the aisles, slightly inset, raised at high level so that you see the price of the price of the toilet kit. You see big bold letters showing what the name of the toilet kit is, and also even bigger is the price, which was $98. It seems kind of low for a toilet, but then I really don't know how much a toilet should be. Now, the more people are exposed to it, the more they're going to be favorable towards it. So these people that walk into the store, if the toilet is something that you're going to need, they're going to look more favorably at this specific one because it's something that they saw on a regular basis, especially if you go in there and see it more often. Or if you go to the store and you see it every day, or you see it however many times, you're gonna be more favorable towards it because it's something that you've experienced, something that you're kind of familiar with. Now, last, I'd like to go over the subliminal aspect of the display. Now, according to our textbook, the mirror exposure effect has a tendency to be more active when stimuli occurs subliminally or too quick consciously to be recognized. In other words, rapid exposure below the level of consciousness is going to have a greater impact than actually actively looking at something. You're more, when you're not so conscious of it, you're more liable to recognize it later. In other words, every time a person walks into Home Depot or into the Home Depot on University and Nova Drive, whether the person's walking into the store or not, he's more likely to choose that toilet over any other, merely because of the unconscious recognition of seeing it on a regular basis through mere exposure. Okay, now that I've analyzed the Glacier all-in-one elongated toilet kit display, let's go over what I covered. First, I explained what the mere exposure perspective is. Second, I talked about the display through the mere exposure perspective. And last, I explained the subliminal aspect of the display I chose. Now, most of us walk into a store, just glance at an item or something prominently displayed in the aisle or whatever, and then just move along unless it's something that we need or something that we find that we're attracted to in some way. Now, according to the mere exposure perspective, we're more likely to be persuaded to purchase such an item merely because we see it more regularly, and because it's more prominent. It's in a location where we pass it more often. So being merely exposed to an item on display is another persuasion technique being used on us every day, and it's something that we also have to be aware of. So that's my report. Thank you very much.